All right, today we're going on a bit of a journey. We're heading to some of the planet's most extreme spots. These are places that are absolutely stunningly beautiful, but they're also incredibly deadly. Places where one wrong move could be your last. So let's get ready to explore the edge. And that really gets to the heart of what we're talking about today. We're all drawn to these incredible, awe-inspiring landscapes. But what happens when that beauty is just a mask for some serious danger? We're going to see exactly how that plays out in some of the world's most intense locations, starting with, believe it or not, a dirt road clinging to the side of a cliff in Bolivia.
And from there, we'll head to an island so packed with venomous snakes, it's totally forbidden to even set foot on it.
And then we're going to finish up by standing right in front of an active volcano in the Congo, which is home to the largest and fastest-moving lava lake on the entire planet.
And believe me, those are just a few of the wild frontiers we're about to cross.
So, let's kick things off with dangers that were, well, made by us. We're talking about these incredibly perilous paths that humans carved into landscapes that probably should have just been left alone.
Okay, so here we've got two of the most feared roads on the planet. On one hand, you have Bolivia's Yungas Road, aptly nicknamed Death Road. It's barely 3 meters wide, and there are absolutely no guardrails to stop you from plunging 600 meters. Then you have Pakistan's Fairy Meadows Road, which is somehow even narrower, clinging to cliffs that are over 1,000 meters high. And on that one, you're constantly dodging landslides and rockfalls.
300. Just let that number sink in for a second. At its absolute peak, before they built a safer road, the youngest road was estimated to kill up to 300 people every single year. The side of the cliff is literally still dotted with crosses, marking the spots where cars, buses, and trucks just disappeared into the fog. And if you think the roads are bad, check this out. This is often called the world's most dangerous hike. You have to inch your way across these wooden planks. They're only about 30 centimeters wide, and they're just bolted straight into a vertical cliff face. The only thing keeping you alive is a single safety cable you're clipped to. One wrong step, and that's a 2,160-meter drop.
All right, so we've seen what happens when humans build paths where they shouldn't. But what about places where you don't even need a dangerous path? Where the very air you're breathing is the thing that can kill you. That's minus 67.7 degrees Celsius. And no, that's not a typo. That is the record low temperature in Omiakan, Russia. It is, quite simply, the coldest place on Earth where people live all year round.
I mean, living here is just a constant fight to survive. Your skin will freeze in seconds if it's exposed. You can't turn your car off, ever, or the engine will freeze solid. Metal becomes so brittle it snaps like glass. And the very breath that leaves your mouth turns into tiny ice crystals right in front of your eyes. It's a kind of cold that just changes all the rules.
And now let's just completely flip the thermostat to the opposite end of the spectrum. 56.7 degrees Celsius, that was the record-breaking temperature recorded in Death Valley, California, the hottest spot on our planet. It gets so hot there that the ground can literally fry an egg. You can get dangerously dehydrated in just a matter of minutes.
And then you have a place that kind of combines the worst of all worlds. The Danakil Depression in Ethiopia has to be one of the most hostile environments you can imagine. It looks like another planet, with all these neon-colored sulfur pools and steam vents. But it's a total death trap. The air is thick with poisonous gases, and the temperature is almost always above 50 degrees Celsius.
Okay, for our last stop on this terrifying tour, we're diving into places where nature's raw power is just on full, untamable display. We're talking about active, violent geology and places where, let's be honest, humans are nowhere near the top of the food chain. This is Mount Nyiragongo, and it's one of Africa's most feared volcanoes. The real danger here isn't just the giant lake of lava, it's how that lava moves. It's incredibly fluid, so it can race downhill at over 60 kilometers per hour. There's no outrunning it. The last time it had a major eruption, it wiped out a huge part of the city of Goma below. This chart just gives you an incredible sense of scale. We all think of Mount Everest as, the ultimate peak, the top of the world. But look at this. The Mariana Trench is so deep that if you dropped Everest into it, the summit would still be 2 kilometers under the water. It is the most extreme and least understood place on our planet, period. And the pressure down there, it's just immense. We're talking over 1,100 times heavier than what we feel right now at sea level. That's enough force to crush solid steel like it's a soda can. If you're in a submarine down there, even a tiny flaw means it's game over in a fraction of a second. Sometimes the danger isn't the landscape itself, but what lives there. Take Snake Island in Brazil. It's home to the golden lancehead viper,
whose venom literally melts human flesh. Or the Sundarbans mangrove forest, where you have one of the highest densities of Bengal tigers in the world. In places like these, survival isn't about skill, it's about not becoming dinner.
And really, this quote just sums it all up perfectly. It doesn't matter if it's a crumbling road on a cliff, a village that's impossibly cold, or an island crawling with vipers. These are all frontiers where nature is 100% in charge.
Which kind of leaves us with one last big question. You see tourists flocking to Death Road and thrill seekers lining up for the Huashan Plank Walk. People are drawn to these incredibly dangerous places. So why do we do it? Why do we seek out the very places on Earth that are most capable of destroying us? Is it just for the thrill? For the beauty? Or is it something a little deeper, about wanting to test our own limits? It's definitely something to think about.